Greetings everyone, this is your host Pipe Runner, joining you today from the beautiful city of Oslo. How are you all doing today? We have Hafiz playing in the color purple, playing as the Abbasid spawning in on the west side of the map. And we have Mystigan in the color yellow, spawning in on the east side of the map, playing as the Zhu Xi's Legacy. Hafiz recently recruited into the ICRS clan, while Mystigan, being an old-timer from the Desi clan, well, it wasn't really a clan war, but what it was is Hafiz is lately on a winning streak with his almighty Abbasid, and it seems like there is no stopping him. And Mystigan thought, well, who is this new challenger in town? Let's deal with them and I'll make a quick work out of him. So, here we are. A match between the two civs that are extremely good at booming. And I remember Mystigan once told me that Age of Empires is just a game about how greedy you can get and get away without being punished. And Zhu Xi's Legacy is pretty much the embodiment of that statement. In terms of scouting, seems like Hafiz went for a pretty weird scouting pattern, but the problem is I think he retraced the path that Mystigan's scout had already taken, so I don't think he'll get a lot of sheep. That's okay. Abbasid doesn't really rely on a lot of sheep. They get very collection bonus, so they're fine there, and they also have a bag deer, which I think Hafiz is not aware of, but I don't think food is going to be any kind of an issue. And it seems, I mean, as unfortunate as it is, the Abbasid scout seems to be unaware of the fact that he's just traveling a path that has been traveled already. So in terms of sheep, I think Hafiz ended up being a bit unlucky. Zhu Xi, or rather Mystigan, has managed to get a lot of sheep, and as the Zhu Xi, you actually want to get a good chunk of sheep. That is primarily because the sheep will allow you to do an early aggression. The sheep, being a very good source of food, ensures that you will be able to produce a steady feudal army and catch your opponent with their pants down if they're not expecting. But then again, everyone has played against the Zhu Xi at one point of time, and everyone knows that it's either a fast castle with the bald men picking up all the relics, or it's a feudal Jugunu push. Let's see what Mystigan goes for this time. In terms of aging up, Hafiz is going up with the Eco Wing. It's a gamble because Zhu Xi will try their best to ensure that the Abbasid player is not able to boom. Because you cannot take the Abbasid Eco Wing lightly. It not only makes your TCs cheaper, but it also makes your farms cheaper, which makes the farm transition for the Abbasid player buttery smooth. But Zhu Xi also has a couple of tricks up its sleeve. Going into the Song Dynasty, I mean, currently Mystigan is on the Tang Dynasty, but I think he might want to go to the Song Dynasty eventually when he feels like transitioning into granaries, because it reduces the farm cost, if I'm not mistaken. But can we see? No, we want to see this. So So maybe we can take a look at... No, I don't think there's a way for us to check the dynasty bonus from here. As expected, Mystigan is going for a Zugunu rush, constant stream of units. Maybe not a constant stream. But has he spotted the second TC? Yes, he has. In terms of number of TCs, I think Hafiz is not going for a third one, realizing the fact that the Zhu Xi rush is incoming. Now, what's the plan here? Is the plan to just harass the Abbasid player enough to force them into making some army while going for a second TC himself? Maybe? Maybe that could be the plan. I mean, the number of units that are coming out, it's hard to kind of judge right now. One barracks, one archery range, constantly producing. And the barracks being supervised. Second archery range coming in. So this seems like a full-on feudal play. Hafiz not really scouting the enemy base, but looking at the numbers that he is seeing, he is guesstimating that this might be feudal all-in, and he has to address this. He has to pretty much address this problem. Now, the thing is, he is going for a stable, a horseman composition. And lately what I've realized is if you go for a horseman composition against archer spear mass, the person with the archer spear mass usually has a good time because they're cheaper units. But you, on the other hand, are paying 120 units of resources for each horseman that comes out. The thing is, once a good mass of Zugunus build up, they will be able to one-shot horsemen. So not really a pleasant trade for you because, you know, you're spending 120 resources while the Zhu Xi player is spending what? 70? Sorry, 80 resources. So you are always taking a bad trade. So what's the counter here? Now if Hafiz can defend this, then maybe one possible play could be a Castle Age Ghulam push, but the thing is the gold is in the front, so I think Mystigan will be able to deny this pretty easily. Now, realizing the fact that Hafiz will be stuck in his base for a while, Mystigan goes out for the boar. Of course, that's pretty much how you want to play. Force your opponent to turtle up while you go out on the map and go out for the resources that are faster to gather. So, boar, deer, you name it. Now, Hafiz is on a timer. His food will eventually run out. He's constantly producing villagers from his 2TC setup. So, a very food-heavy build, and he will need a constant supply of food. So for now, his back deer is safe. He also has access to berries, and he has a couple of horsemen trying to chase away the Zugunus and the spears. A couple of archers, a couple of horsemen. Is there anything else? Just 5 units on the field. I believe one is a scout. So, do we see anything more coming? Okay, so Hafiz already going for a farm transition. Now, the thing is, the Abbasid Eco Wing makes farms really cheap. 49. So, 49 farms. 49 wood for a farm is an amazing deal. An insane deal. And the thing is, once you get the Golden Age Tier 1, I believe your gathering rate improves by 15%. So you're not only getting a bonus on, kind of a bonus in terms of cheaper farms, but you're also getting a bonus on gathering rate. So it makes your eco pretty much shoot up. So whatever Mystigan is planning to do, he has to do it soon. Because on the other hand, Mystigan is committing for this feudal push. And he does not really have a second town center to counter the eco boom of what Abbasid is going for right now. Sure, he is going out for the faster resources, more efficient resources, but that really won't justify uh, you allowing Abbasid to boom like this. Now, Mystigan going for a not so fast age up. It's the Shaolin Monastery, so Mystigan probably realizing that he can't really do a lot of damage here. So it will be better for him to go for a tech up and try to cause damage with an age up and better units. Let's see how Hafiz decides to respond to this. Now Hafiz is completely unaware of whatever is going out on the other side of the map. That's pretty expected. If you are turtling, you might not have the bandwidth or the headspace to actually go out and see what your opponent is doing, but generally it's a good idea to kind of check every now and then so that you're not caught off guard. Now at this point, the age up has come through for Mystigan, so Hafiz will be an age behind. Now the correct response obviously is to push back and buy yourself some time. In terms of villager distribution, it seems like Hafiz might want to... I mean, it's a bit uncertain, but I think he's re-macroing right now and looking for an age up himself. 22 villagers on food and 9 on gold. So he will be able to age up pretty soon. The only thing is he needs to keep pressure on the Zhu Xi player so that he... I mean, basically he wants that the Zhu Xi player stays in his base defending himself while he himself ages up, and then he gets better units and then he takes the fight. So that basically evens things out. Now, the thing is, Mystigan is on a timer again. He has just aged up. He would not want Abbasid to age up as well because Abbasid is already ahead in eco. So the only advantage that Mystigan has right now is the tech advantage, which he will lose. He will lose if he lets Abbasid age up. So he has to do something. And in terms of military count, Abbasid has already overtaken the Zhu Xi. So if there is any kind of push from Hafiz, Mystigan will have a very hard time defending. Mystigan putting up a market, looking to rebalance his eco. I believe he had a wood surplus. I don't know what exactly he bought. But I think he is going for a palace guard composition, so maybe food gold. So he probably sold off excess wood, which he is not really using right now. So more palace guards in queue. After still making a couple of horsemen, couple of archers, anticipating some kind of aggression. It's 22 to 13. Hafiz identifying the fact that Zhu Xi is picking up relics sends his horsemen to snipe the Shaolin monk. A very good play here. But of course, Mystigan would want to pick up all the relics out on the map so that he at least has a resource advantage in that way, because if he manages to pick up all 5 relics on the map, then he will have a massive gold income and he can go out for a very gold heavy composition, which should be able to take out the Abbasid army. Like, in terms of numbers, Mystigan is still behind. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Is he planning to attack eventually, or is he planning to... I don't know what exactly is he waiting for. Okay, so he is now committing for a palace guard composition. I don't think Mystigan is aware of this this raid coming in, and I think it will be a massive loss for Mystigan. He'll lose all his villages now. Great spotting. Mystigan going out for a raid on the other side. Both players taking out wills. Hafiz managing to take out I think Mystigan took out 8 wills while Hafiz took out 6. But then again, Hafiz is way ahead in villager numbers, so his 2 TC is going to pay off very soon, and so will his farms. Now the Bololo coming here. The monk gets taken out by the horseman. 13 to 27. Mystigan not training anything new, while Hafiz is adding in crossbows now to his army to deal with the palace guards. 29 to 11. Hafiz already ahead in eco, and this scout diligently waiting here for villagers to return. Mystigan going for a second TC now, which might be a bit too little, too late. But let's keep the dream alive. Mystigan pushing back the Abbasid army with his palace guard and spears, but I think as soon as the crossbows join this little platoon, Mystigan will be in trouble again. He has to pull back, and he needs to come up with an answer to deal with these crossbows. He needs to have a few horsemen of his own, but then again, Hafiz has camels, so he's already prepared. Crossbows taking out palace guards. Mystigan now training Zugnus, which might be a good answer to these light infantries, but he will need a lot of them, a lot. Mystigan still going out on the map and picking relics. He already has 2 of them, and I think this is the 3rd one. Yes, this is the 3rd one. One is still sitting here and the other one is here. I don't know if Mystigan is aware of this. Perhaps he is, yes. Now we are looking at 29 versus 16. Well, in terms of villager officers on the magic number 16-9, while Mystigan is on 49-20 villager diff. Hafiz has a crossbow archer horseman combo, and the horseman numbers are something you should not take lightly. The Abbasid army is a force to be reckoned with, and another raid coming in. This scout feeding valuable information to the Abbasid army, and I think this scout has paid his worth tenfold over. So while Mystigan goes out for a frontal attack, Hafiz goes out for an all-out raid, and I think at this point Mystigan might realize that the match has kind of moved into the favor of the Abbasid player. He is already ahead in eco, and he is also taking the Zhu Xi villages out as we speak. Hafiz has managed to kill 19 villagers, while Mystigan has only managed to kill 11. Hafiz is on 78 vills, while Mystigan is on 45. Army numbers are not looking good for Mystigan. The thing is, Mystigan is still on the tank dynasties, which means he will have a hard time transitioning into farms, because his farms cost 75, while Hafiz is already set up in terms of farm eco. I think can I select this? Maybe. Yep. It's 32 farms. And if we look at this, maybe a couple of farms are empty perhaps. Okay, he's still putting them. And now we have Gulams joining the fight. Mystigan doesn't have crossbows, and these horsemen will surround the ranged units and immediately vaporize them. So Mystigan needs to fall back to the safety of his TC. Force his opponent to take a bad fight and hope that the tide of war flips in his favor, but I don't think that might be a possibility at this point with a 32-4 military count. This is not looking good for Mystigan, and Mystigan might know this as well. And now the Abbasid army charges in into the woodline, killing villas left and right. Hafiz killing 30 villages at this point and climbing. And we might be a GG eventually for him. And there it is. Mystigan taps out with an impeccable counterpush and devastating raids. Hafiz emerges victorious. If you enjoyed the casting session, consider subscribing to our channel. If you learned something new, or if there are any suggestions you would like me to consider, be sure to mention that in the comment section. If there is a game that you would like me to cast, feel free to fill out the form that has been mentioned in the description section. You can join our amazing community of RTS players by clicking on the invitation link to our Discord server. So ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.